let me turn my books around backwards so you can't see the spines, because that's what we're doing now on BookTube. I'm back in the same shirt with the same face and the same crazy hair, and I don't care. Happy to be getting these videos finally filmed, so you're gonna suck it up that I'm wearing the same clothes and it's the same day and everything's the same, and you're gonna like it. Hi guys! Just wanted to share with you guys my super low-key TBR for the month of December. First up, I've actually finished it, but this was a total surprise edition. Another Audible Daily Deal got me, y'all. It got me. It pulled me in. It got me. After all these years, I finally ended up reading A Christmas Carol by Dickens for the first time last year. Yes, I know. I don't know where I've been. So pathetic. And I like all the stories and the movies that I see, the versions of that, but I never read the actual classic, and I knocked out the audiobook last year and was so glad that I finally did, because I super love the story as much as I loved growing up with the movie versions. On that note, the Daily Deal that I aforementioned. It's Jacob T. Marley by R. William Bennett. It's written almost identical to how Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol. You guys, it's so good. If you're familiar with A Christmas Carol and Ebenezer Scrooge, his ruthless business partner slash boss, Jacob T. Marley, the one that corrupted him into being the horrible Scrooge person that we all know, and actually the spirit that saves him in the end, that helps him to turn around his life so he's not cursed to damnation. Jacob T. Marley, y'all. It just tells how the two become who they are, and together how they become even more of the people that we are familiar with in A Christmas Carol. The next book that I want to read, actually a book that I was planning on reading in November, didn't quite work out that way because it is book number 1 in a series. Book number 2 is the book that I super wanted to read, but I'll get to that in a second. I didn't read it in November, planning on reading it this month, and that is Breathers, A Zombie Lament by S.G. Brown. You can see there's super cool kind of like pop art cover. We meet Andy Warner, a recently deceased everyman and newly minted zombie, resented by his parents, abandoned by his friends, and reviled by society that no longer considers him human. Andy's having a bit of trouble adjusting to his new existence, but all that changes when he goes to an undead anonymous meeting and finds kindred souls in Rita, an impossibly sexy recent suicide, Jerry, a 21-year-old car crash victim with exposed brain. When the group meets a rogue zombie who teaches them the joys of human flesh, things start to get messy, and Andy embarks on a journey of self-discovery that will take him from casket to the SPCA to a media-driven class action lawsuit on behalf of the rights of zombies everywhere. Darkly funny, surprisingly touching, and gory enough to satisfy even the most discerning readers, Breathers is a romantic zombie comedy, rom-zom-com for sure, that will leave you laughing, squirming, and clamoring for more. It totally takes place kind of around the season. The reason I wanted to read it in November is because the book that I actually want to read is I Saw Zombies Eating Santa Claus by S.G. Brown. If you know me, if you've been here for a minute, you know that nothing says Christmas to me like horror or murder, so when I saw this, right up my alley. The reviews say that you can read it alone and still enjoy the story, but if you have read the first one, it just gives you more insight into the characters and a little behind the scenes, so I decided to pick up Breathers, which is great because it takes place around October, November, going into holiday season, so it's totally perfect to read right now. And I'm enjoying it. Fast read. Hopefully we'll finish this in the next day or so. It's dark, it's gory, it's right up my alley. I saw zombies eating Santa Claus. So I guess Andy is having a hard time realizing that he really is a zombie. He wakes up behind some experimental research plant. From what I've read of the synopsis, finds a passed out drunken Santa, steals his costume, and sets out on a mission to find his daughter, who's being kept away from him because he's a zombie now. And I guess just the hilarity and hijinks that ensue with him setting out on a mission to find his little girl in the spirit of Christmas and show her all the love that he still has for her, even though He's a flesh-eating zombie now. Sounds good to me. Sign me up. I'm a huge fan of Krampus. Have been wanting to read this next one for the past couple of Christmases. Finally was able to get my hands on the book, Krampus, the Yule Lord by Brom. So excited for this one, you guys. One Christmas Eve in a small hollow in Boone County, West Virginia, struggling songwriter Jesse Walker witnesses a strange spectacle. 7 devilish figures chasing a man in a red suit towards a sleigh and 8 reindeer. When the reindeer leap skyward, taking the sleigh, Devilman and Santa into the clouds, screams follow. Moments later, a large sack plummets back to Earth, a magical sack that thrusts down on his luck singer into the clutches of the terrifying Yule Lord Krampus. But the lines between good and evil become blurred as Jesse's new master reveals many dark secrets about the cherry-cheeked Santa Claus, including how, half a millennium ago, the jolly old saint imprisoned Krampus and usurped his magic. Now, Santa's time is running short, for the Yule Lord is determined to have his retribution and reclaim Yuletide. If Jesse can survive this ancient feud, he might have the chance to redeem himself in his family's eyes, to save his own broken dreams, and to help bring the magic of the Yule to the impoverished fold of Boone County. Krampus, sign me up. Need I say more? Super stoked to read this one. And I guess there's very cool imagery because Brom's supposed to be a kick-ass artist. I am totally looking forward to diving into and twins. This one. Last Christmas I read Nosferatu by Jewel Hill. Absolutely loved it. It's now one of my favorite Christmas reads. Christmas horror, Christmas thriller, everything I love. Murder for Christmas. Right up my alley. If you guys are familiar with the story, there is a car that transports victims to Christmas land where all of the magic being bad, horrible, murder, horror type thingies happen. And there's an accompaniment with it. I tried to get this last year when I was reading the book so I could read it when I was finished. Wasn't able to get my hands on it. Finally this year I was able to grab the Wraith, which is actually the name of the Rolls Royce that transports everyone. Haha, demonic possessed card. This is a graphic novel that tells the story behind the Wraith, I believe, like how it came to be and why it's doing the bad things that it's doing in Christmas land and all of that. So I'm totally jazzed to finally have gotten my hands on this and to be able to read this one this season. In his best-selling novel, Nosferatu, Joe Hill unveiled the terrifying funhouse world of Christmas land and the ageless madman who rules there, Charlie Manx. Now Hill and artist Charlie Talent Wilson III explore Manx's twisted beginnings, introduce a new and depraved cast of characters to Christmas land, and take readers for a 100-mile-per-hour ride down a nightmare road in a car with no brakes. Dun dun dun! Excited! That's it, guys. The 4 reads that I plan to close out the year with and to finish off this holiday season. Very excited, hoping that I'm able to finish all of them. Can't wait to talk about them with you guys next month. Let me know what you guys are reading down below in the comments. Do you guys read holiday themed stuff like around now, or is it just reading per usual for you guys? I would love to hear, would love to know. Also, if you know of any creepy thriller horror type Christmas things, please, you gotta let your girl know, because I'm all about it. I'm all about it, and the struggle's a little real when it comes to finding things of that genre, subgenre. So if you guys have any recommendations, I'd totally appreciate it. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon with all the creepy deets about these nummy books. See you later.
I'm just trying to keep my baby warm to the